And I'm back, everyone, and welcome back to the class of purposive communication class. For today's session, we'll be continuing the discussion of the communication in the workplace. So previously, we have talked about already the oral presentation. So at this point in time, we'll be dealing with the business report. So I know you're very familiar with business report. So let us define first what you mean by business report. So business report is basically more of defining an official document that contains factual information, statistical data, research findings, or any other form of information relevant to the course or the job. So this report is a formal document written to the point to convey information in concise yet clear manner. So business reports are majorly used for internal communication within an organization. So if you're going to be hired into a certain company and all wherein your supervisor or your employer will really expose you with different types of business reports. So let's proceed. We do have different types of business reports. So we have the first one, which is about the informal reports. So informational reports, I mean, rather. So when we talk about informational report, this is basically a report wherein there is a specific information that is asked into the report itself. So for example, a workforce report stating the number of employees in the company, duties, department of work, and responsibilities. So more or less, when we talk about informational report, this is more of something like specific information needed to be submitted to the company. So the next one would be the analytical report. Analytical report is basically more of this is more of data, analyzing data from the different reports or statisticals wherein clearly the sales were shown. So as the name suggests, this report is used when someone critical company data has to be analyzed in order to make informed decision. So for example, again, analyzing the sales drop in the last financial year, um, report consisting of sales numbers, comparisons of those numbers with earlier years, and finding reasons for the fall, and also indicating the possible measures of the company taking to solve this problem. So the next one is about the research report, and I know you're very familiar with this one, wherein you have done this one already way back when you were in senior high school already. So research report is basically more of a report wherein this is a product, a result of a survey, or a result of a certain study. So you try to use a research report when something big is coming up, a potential merger or a new product line, or there is a comprehensive report studying all its implications. So the example of that one is a company wanting to introduce a new product and consisting of elements like target audience, marketing, communication strategy, and advertising campaign. So another one is explanatory report. So when we talk about explanatory report, this is a type of report wherein you try to explain an individual project to the entire team. So an explanatory report showcase the facts, findings, and determine the conclusion of the research. So this should be written in clear words, and the readers are mostly peers of the same industry, and jargon should be avoided. So another type of business report is the progress report. Usually you try to have and present a progress report wherein if you want to present an update of the company, an update of the previous sales or previous week, or the sale of the quarter, and also the percentage change conversion since the last week or month. Okay? So let's now move on to the importance of business report. So as I have told you, when we talk about business report, this is a basically more of a report that we deals with numbers, deals with business, and of course, we try to have these types of report for to have a mode of communication. So One of the importance of business report is mode of communication. This is about accessing information that can be to report and equip the people with first-hand data. Another one is with the use of business report, a decision making can be done throughout, presenting some results. Through the implication of the results presented through business report. So reports are transferred in two-way in an organization. Employees create business reports and send them to higher management for decision making. So upper management creates reports for circular information, and which is like an example is about the workforce. So another one is the importance of business support is crisis management. So if there is a problem within the business and all, business support is one of the key factors to really, alleviate and also put solution into a crisis. So to look into the causes of the issues and also to give steps to take for the damage control and policy suggesting future protection from such crises. Next one is the effective management. Through business report, there is an update of how the company is going. So the delegation of duties is done via reports. Every employee has their own to-do task with an assigned deadline. This helps in more sound and effective management of the company. So all the information is in viable written documents. Therefore, decisions are taken upon careful analysis, and therefore, there is a something like what must have to do. Okay, so that is about preparing business report to survive in the corporate world. So that would be all for the effective management. So how are you going to write a business report? First, you need to create a plan of action. You're writing a business report, not a school essay. So basically, it needs to be rigidly and vividly presented into like a plan. So you can't base a report on your thoughts, and therefore it should be written into the document. So before starting the report, you need to identify the purpose and identify your aims to achieve with the report of how you plan to present it. Do not beat around the bush because it will help you write a clear and concise report. Next one is about checking for an in-house format. Checking for an in-house format is basically the format that is utilized by the company or business owned, and therefore you try to comply with the format utilized by the company. Next one is about you need to really add or add a title out of it. So adding the title of the report is basically more of what is the report all about, so that you can easily identify what is the report all about, and the title of the report should be specified in the brief you receive from the supervisor. And if not, you may write your own title, but be guided that it should be clear, crisp, and be able to convey the purpose of the report. Next one is add also another part of the report, which is about the table of contents. And I know you're very familiar with this one when we talk about table of contents. So table of contents, it's about the main section and the subsections wherein what is being comprised within your report. Next one, after putting table of contents, we're going to have the abstract already. So what do you mean by abstract? Abstract is basically the summary of the report. So you should write the abstract in such a manner that even if a person does not read the entire report, she will have the gist of what is the report all about. So this page can give them a clear and detailed idea of the entire thing, and it also contains title, issue, key findings, and conclusion. Next one is about writing an introduction. Under the introduction is basically the problem of the report, and another is about the purpose of the report and about the significance of the report. So the next one is about the methodology. Methodology is basically the channel or the medium of how the report was presented, how it was counted, and what instruments are used to equip and to tally the results. So the next one is about presenting your findings. Findings is about the more of presenting it into a graphical data, wherein this is a main section where you present your findings, convey that you have done through research, statistics, facts, and graphs to portray the information. Next one is after putting the findings. This is the time that you're going to have your own conclusion and recommendation already. So out of the findings and all, that's the time we're going to conclude, look into the implication, and also give recommendation of what needs to be done, what needs to be suggested, and what needs to be improved and added. So the next one would be the adding a bibliography and references. So adding bibliography and references is also important in a business report because you try to put the reference where you get the information from your introduction and also background information about the the topic that you have presented into your business report. And the last one is about the proofread. So after putting already your bibliography, this is the time you try to really read and then proofread and then revise if there are some missing parts into the business report, and try to finalize it through checking the spelling, the grammar, the punctuations, and other mishaps that make a very bad impression about your business report. So aside from that, you try to check also the citation, footnotes, appendices, wherein it really, follow the company standards. So next one that we're going to be dealing with is about technical report. So the difference of big business report to technical report is basically more of, here a technical report, this is more of a detailed results of a project. So unlike in business, this is more of sales, more of data, more of the purpose is into business. But here in technical report, this is more of a document written by a researcher detailing the results of a project and submitted to the sponsor of that project. So the technical reports are not peer reviewed unless they are subsequently published in a peer review journal. So these are the characteristics of technical reports. So the first one is it contains data, design criteria, procedures, literature review, research history, tables, illustrations, and the like. And the second one is it may be published before the corresponding journal literature. It contains less background information, have restricted access, and contain obscure acronyms and codes as part of identifying information. So what makes a good technical report? A good technical report is basically more of something that is easily be recognized. Its title is precise and its format is logical to the reader. So with headings and with the proper main headings and subheadings will indicate the content of each section. So the diagrams are well presented and should be clearly labeled. So these are the 10 laws of good report writing. So the first one is you need to produce a report for your readers, not for yourself. So again, what do you mean by that? So you need to produce a report for your readers that can be easily understood, and not just for your own consumption, but for their consumption. So the characteristic is it should be easily understood. Next one is keep the report as short as possible. So that in just one sitting, the reader can easily understood what is presented into the technical report. Organize information for the convenience of reader, as what I'm telling you, and then you need to include accurate references so that your technical report is valid, credible, and reliable. Ensure your writing is accurate, concise, and straightforward. Include diagrams also with the right labels in the right place for your reader. Make sure your summary gives the whole picture in brief, and then check the report for technical errors, typing errors, and inconsistency. And you need to consider also the design as well as the contents, and you need to produce the report for your reader and not for your own consumption. So I guess that would be the example or the discussion of technical report. So for the example of technical report, I'll be sending it into your Google Classroom. So, and then if you have any questions, you can just message me into our GC, or just PM me, or you can message me into the Google Classroom. I guess that would be all, everyone, and thank you so much.